Government watchdog Judicial Watch announces its settlement with the state of California and Los Angeles County specifically to clear as many as 1.5 million inactive names from its voter rolls. Here's One America's Jack Posobiec.
Tom Fitton, President of Judicial Watch, very excited to have you here again, One America News. I wanted to also congratulate you on this fantastic settlement that you guys have hailed as a win out in California. They're actually going to be striking inactive voters from the voting rolls. Tell me about that.
No, we had a big lawsuit that we had filed against California and Los Angeles County over their failure to follow federal law requiring states to take reasonable steps to clean up the voting rolls. And in California, they had more people on the rolls generally than were eligible to vote. Well, it looks like they hadn't cleaned up the rolls in 20 years in California, and specifically in Los Angeles County. And in the course of the litigation, we uncovered there were 1.56 million names on the rolls who were inactive and potentially subject to removal. So finally, the Los Angeles County and California have settled with Judicial Watch, and they've agreed over a period of time to begin removing these categories of names.
And this is incredible to me because, as you pointed out in your lawsuit, which I read through, this is actually federal law, that they are supposed to be doing this on an election-by-election basis, going through their voter rolls, figuring out who's active, who's inactive, and striking the inactive names, but they're not actually living up to the law.
Well, you know, it's interesting. It's called the Motor Voter Law. It was passed during the Clinton administration, and the left got what they wanted, which was the ability to register voters at DMVs, that's why it's motor voter, welfare offices, and other places where public assistance is granted. But the other side of that is when you're registering more people at different places and locations, you may have double registrations and other things like that. So you've got to take reasonable steps to clean up the rolls. Well, the lefties running the Justice Department never really wanted to do that. During the Obama administration, that was never enforced. So Judicial Watch started suing in federal court to enforce the law because there were, not only in California, but other states that weren't cleaning up the rolls appropriately.
Now, what a lot of people, certainly as I've looked into this issue, have asked, the big question is, does this create a situation where voter fraud could then creep in and become an issue because of all of these names that are on the voter rolls, but of people in this one county, 1.5 million, that aren't voting?
Yeah, my view is dirty voting rolls can mean dirty elections, and the inverse of that is cleaner voting rolls mean cleaner elections. So there's good news for LA County and California generally, but all states should be concerned that given we know we've got a great country, people move around a lot.
What does it say that you had to go to such lengths just to get a state to follow the law? We
found nationally there are about 3.5 million names on the rolls that probably shouldn't be there, and that states should take reasonable steps to clean up. So this 1.5 million batch that we're getting in California, and specifically just one county in Los Angeles, is going to go a long way to solving a national problem.
Are there any other states that are on your horizon that Judicial Watch is currently looking at?
There are always other states. There were 12 states we warned back in 2017 about this, I believe. So some of those states may be getting additional knocks on the door from Judicial Watch asking, hey, what's going on here? Look at what California did. You need to follow their lead.
Fantastic. Tom Fitton, I applaud your work, and we applaud your commitment to fair elections in America.